Today I've been checking out 6 Days in Fallujah, which is out now in early access for £32.99, but you can currently grab it for 25% off. Now I covered this back in June last year, where basically my biggest issue was that as a solo player, it was just way too hard. There was only a handful of missions, it just didn't offer much for a solo player like me. However, this week, the developers dropped a new update called Command and Control, which brought AI teammates, simple commands, 2 campaign missions, a new procedural mission, and various graphic and gameplay improvements, so I decided to jump back in. So what is 6 Days in Fallujah? Well, it's a hardcore tactical FPS based around the Battle of Fallujah, but presented in a more realistic way. So it has video interviews with real life Marines that were there, explaining the situations and trying to be as real and true to life as possible. For your money now, you get 2 campaign missions, 8 procedurally generated missions, and up to 4-player co-op play, and you can mix AI and real players together. When describing the feel of this game, they've really captured the chaotic nature of house-to-house clearing, going room by room and never knowing where you may be shot from. You have to move quick and aggressively, plus watch every corner. It's really a different way of playing like a tactical FPS. Normally, they're a lot slower. I would say the biggest feature of this game, which sets it apart from most, is procedural architecture. So how this basically works is Marines never knew what was waiting behind the door, so neither can you. Every time you start a mission, entire buildings will change shape inside and out. The room layout will be different and they will look different inside too. Enemies will take up new positions, so you can't really do the same mission twice. It will always feel a little bit different. However, I will say sometimes the room layouts are a little bit weird. They don't flow like they would in a real house, and especially when you add a second floor into the houses. Like you'll move and see like an under the stairs and you'll be like, oh, if I just go around that corner, I can walk up the stairs. You'll get around the corner and it's a brick wall, and you'll have to go outside and find like a random staircase outside. Sometimes it makes no sense. However, on the whole, it's pretty cool. Enemy placements, as I said, will be changed all the time, and you can get shot from so many places. Like you'll be clearing down a street and you really have to watch every wall, hole and wall as you clear through. They're not always easy to spot either. Moving on to the reason we're here, which is the new features, which is the AI fire team. You'll be given 3 other team members and you can do simple 1-button controls using the C key. So hold C means follow you, tap C means watch a certain section, shift C might mean move to an area, look at a door, and control C might mean stack or enter. It works really well and it makes a change from the usual command wheel interface like most games go for. On the whole, I would say your AI companions do a decent job, but going upstairs again is sometimes an issue, as when you're trying to give the move command, you can't see up the stairs to do it, so you've got to kind of place it, and sometimes it doesn't always place, and they'll just stand on the stairs or not go up. I think maybe they need like a clear second floor button or something would be good. However, having the AI improves the game massively as a solo and overcomes the biggest issue I had with this game. The new campaign is just 2 missions at the moment. Each one beforehand, you get a video of the Marines talking about what they went through, and then like an almost COD in-game intro thing. It's done pretty well. The presentation is great with some really interesting context. So I really hope the rest of the campaign continues like this. The procedural missions, there's 8 of them in total, are playable solo, or you can mix human and AI teammates, which is pretty cool. The missions usually involve some sort of get to a building, clear an area, defend an area, take part in assaults as you go down a street, working with other teams. But I must say I never really felt I was part of a massive force. I still felt like I was the only guys doing anything. You're in a bit of a controlled and small area with each mission, with area walls where if you walk out of it says get back into mission area. You do see the odd tanks and armoured personnel carriers, but it would have been cool to see way more boots on the ground and helicopters and aeroplanes. Or hearing like radio chatter from other teams pinned down or whatever it might have been. One thing I will say since last playing is the enemy AI has been made, I don't know how to describe it, it's went a bit more COD-like. It's a little bit more stupid, and enemy intelligence seems to have gone downhill massively. It just stands there. It's a little bit more of that whack-a-mole style COD has. When you're killed, usually it's from some sort of unseen man on a roof or hiding behind a wall, so it can be a bit frustrating. However, if you do get shot, there is a cool feature where you have to find cover to check for injuries before healing, just like you would in the real world. However, if you go down, your AI teammates can try and revive you, which again was really lacking before. However, if you're out in the open getting shot, they will try and heal you while they get shot and die too. There's no self-preservation there from the AI. Also, one thing to mention is the amount of bugs. It's insane. It's super buggy. I saw like one of the funniest bugs I've ever had in the game, where my machine gunner's gun was constantly shooting. It was silent. He was just wandering around the level like shooting his gun, but at nothing, and nothing was happening. It was quite weird to see. You'll see clipping, bad ragdolling, graphical issues. There's also an annoying graphical bug at the moment that creates this like weird blurring effect when you move, and it's really off-putting. I couldn't get rid of that at all. Graphics wise, I would say it's definitely improved since I've last played it. It's got some great effects. Like in the building during a firefight, the dust and dirt will stay in the air. Explosions look great. It has just a great atmosphere. Even the flashlight looks good. Inside the houses are dark and you will really need it. Sound design is also great too. In a big firefight, the sound really stands out and sounds different when you're inside or outside. There's also some great ambient sound in the game to make you feel more like you're in a war zone, but it is just ambient noise rather than things going on. So in conclusion, this isn't without its problems. It's still early in development, so if you're going to pick it up, be aware. However, the new AI update is pretty good. It really improves the game, and the campaign so far is looking brilliant. I think for you tactical fans out there, it's well worth picking up, but I can also understand why people may want to wait until the content is improved upon and the bugs tidied up. The developers have some interesting ideas, and I definitely think this one's heading in the right direction. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got to say. Catch you all later. Goodbye.